Isak returns. Newcastle vs Liverpool has everything tonight. Hook Alexander Isak is back at St. James Park. But this time, he's not wearing black and white. He's wearing Liverpool red. And that alone would be enough to make Newcastle vs Liverpool one of the most emotional games of the Premier League opening weekend. But there's much more happening here. Both clubs have new managers. Both teams have changed. And both are trying to prove that this season can be very different from the last one. So the big question is simple: who handles the pressure better, Newcastle or Liverpool? The Isak story. Let's start with the obvious storyline. Alexander Isak returns to Newcastle for the first time since his controversial move to Liverpool. The Swedish striker forced his way out of Newcastle last summer before completing a reported £125 million move to Anfield. And now, his first competitive appearance back at St. James Park comes against the club where he became a Premier League star. Isak scored 22 goals and provided 6 assists in his final 26 Premier League appearances at St. James Park as a Newcastle player. So Newcastle fans know exactly what he can do. And they also know exactly what they lost. That makes every touch from Isak tonight potentially explosive. New managers, new ERA, but this isn't only about Isak. This is also the beginning of 2 completely new eras. Matthias Gisel is taking charge of Newcastle in his first competitive match after replacing Eddie Howe. And Andoni Iraola is making his competitive Liverpool debut after replacing Arne Slot. That makes this more than an opening day fixture. It's a first test. For Gisel, the challenge is enormous. Newcastle lost several major players during the summer, including Bruno Guimaraes, Anthony Gordon, Sandro Tonali, and Kieran Trippier. The squad is being rebuilt, and the pressure at St. James Park is already high. The lineups are in, and now we know exactly what both managers are going with. Liverpool start with Alisson, Frimpong, Jeremy Jacquet, Virgil van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez. In midfield, it's Dominic Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch. And the attacking group is particularly interesting: Rio Ngumaha, Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, and Alexander Isak. That is a very aggressive lineup. Newcastle respond with Lucas Hornacek in goal, a back four of Omar Dedic, Malik Thiaw, Sven Botman, and Lewis Hall, with Lewis Miley and Sean Stewart in midfield. Up front, Newcastle have Anthony Elanga, Jon Wissa, Harvey Barnes, and Will Osula. And that tells us something immediately. Neither manager appears interested in simply sitting back and surviving. While Liverpool are still the favorites on paper, Liverpool have the advantage. They've dominated this matchup historically. Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 19 Premier League meetings with Newcastle, winning 14 and drawing 5. And they've lost only once in their last 27 league games played in August. So history is heavily on Liverpool's side. But this isn't the same Liverpool. This is Iraola's Liverpool. And that makes today's game much more interesting. Newcastle's big chance because Newcastle don't need to prove they are better than Liverpool over an entire season. They only need to win one game. At home. In front of a crowd that has been waiting for this moment. And they have something Liverpool don't have tonight: pure emotional energy. The club is starting over. The manager is new. The squad is changing. And Isak is walking back into the stadium wearing the opposition shirt. That's exactly the kind of environment where an underdog can become dangerous. The big question, but here's what I'm watching. Can Newcastle's pressing disrupt Liverpool before Wirtz, Isak, and Gakpo find space? Because if Liverpool get control of the midfield, Newcastle could spend a long evening chasing the ball. But if Newcastle can force mistakes early, this game could become chaotic very quickly. And that may actually favor the home side. Final debate, so forget the table. Forget the predictions. And forget what happened last season. This game is about 2 new eras. One team is rebuilding. The other is reinventing itself. And in the middle of all of it is Alexander Isak, returning to the place where he became a star. Can Isak silence St. James Park? Or will Newcastle turn his return into the perfect opening statement for the new era? That's the question. And now I want to know what you think. Liverpool win, Newcastle win, or a draw? Drop your prediction in the comments, because this one could get very interesting.